Yeah. Yeah, you gotta look right there. Nobody's on here yet. But they will in a minute. We gotta wait a second. I don't
Look,
know how to.
look, I'm right there again.
Look, you are right there. You're on the live video. So, Merry Christmas to you guys. Today is Christmas Eve. Um,
So we're
some
out here.
we're at home, but Merry Christmas to you guys. It's Christmas Eve today, and it's gonna be a great day. It's raining outside pretty bad. Um, River, so we got one person watching. Eden Lawn Services. We got Money Making Mike G. Yo yo Tiggy Tony. It's Tony and River. Merry Christmas, Mike G. and Eden Lawn Services. Um, it's raining bad outside. Let's see if we can show you here. I know some of you guys in the north, you may have snow, but we have rain. You see that puddle right there in the backyard, the grass? Um, that puddle. Let's see. It's hard to do this on the tablet, but see, it's like flooding out there. You see my trailer out there in the back. This storm's coming up the coast. Mike G said, we'll get back over here. We're in the light. So we can talk and get under my video light here so y'all can see what's going on. Bad rains tonight at Bad rain, 7 winds tonight, bud. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Mr. Gary, how you doing, buddy? So I think tonight, yeah, I mean, so there's supposed to be bad winds and rain at 7 tonight, Emmy said, which, I'll be at church till about 7 or 7:30, because I'll be there, playing in the band and stuff and helping with them. So we're going to do 2 services, 9 songs each, so it'll be a lot. Tino, how you doing, buddy? Tino with AJ's Lawn Care. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all you guys. I wanted to make some kind of video where I was, saying Merry Christmas or something like that. And I was like, hey, maybe we should just do a live one. Sorry, I'm trying to set this somewhere where it won't be shaky. But, I guess we'll have to roll with it for a minute. Money Making Mike G, y'all are cool. So, also, I had another question for you guys. Do any of you guys have? I'm thinking ahead before year end. I'm thinking ahead to, summer months coming up and all that. Which, I mean, obviously it'll be a while for that, but we're still doing leaves and stuff right now here in Georgia. But I want to get a small backpack blower, like to add to my collection, because I have all kinds of ranges of different ones, but I want to get a small one. My man Jay's Crazy Cuts, he just joined in at 11:14 a.m. So, which I think that might be what time it is right now. But anyway, I wonder if any of you guys have experience with the Husqvarna 130. I'm talking about like the little baby backpack blowers. The little baby backpack blowers. I want to add one of those to my collection, because I have all different ranges of them, and I believe my only options are the Husqvarna 130 BT, I think it's called. It's a little small one, and then you got the Echo 265 LN, I believe, and then you got the Steel, the BR 200. And would like to add one of those to my collection. Jason, Christina, super cool people. Money Making Mike G, super cool. They're in the house. Let's go. I'm gonna go get my book real quick. Get out. Y'all see my light set out there? I'm gonna go get my book so we can look at the stats of these little blowers. Because I would like to have. I like to get one. I just got some chicken scratch here. Some chicken scratch on my little blowers. Let's see. My wife and sister-in-law surprised me with the Echo PB20 handheld blower. Oh, I gotcha. So Mr. Mike, you already got an early Christmas present or what? The PB 2020, isn't it? Isn't it called the? Is that what it's called? Is it, or is it called like the 26, 20, 25, 20? Yeah, Tubby's just a. I was going to get a handheld for 2021. They sneaky and got me the PB 2620. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So that is a really good blower. I think it's one of the most strongest handheld blowers. I have a Husqvarna. What's it at? 525BX. Yeah, Mr. Mike, I got you. 525BX, which I think is 459 CFM. So I think it's right in the range of the Echo. The only thing about the Echo is I feel like the Echo, they put the fan on the wrong side if you're right-handed. So that's the only thing, in my opinion. That's the only reason why I haven't got an Echo handheld up to this point. But anyway, so Mike G, that is awesome that you got that. And that probably won't bother you. They made this shroud on the new ones. Yeah, Eden Lawn Services, he runs the Echo handhelds. They have this little plastic shroud that helps keep that fan away from your leg. So maybe that will help you. You know, because I tried one at the expo, and that does help a lot. Because it used to not be like that. It used to be the shroud was like close to the fan, so it would really suck your pants. But anyway, I've had many Echo. I'm sorry, many Stihl. I've had two different Stihl handheld blowers, and the BG86 and the BG50, and then I got this Husqvarna 525BX, which is awesome. But anyway, also let me see if I can pull up this chat again. Okay, Tubby said, I got the BR200, and that thing is so light. Merry Christmas. So, I have a few handhelds. I've never had, I plan on using two hands with it. I like the additional handle on the bottom. Yeah, that is another good thing. Mine actually has that handle too, so you kind of goes sideways here, and you can hold it. Because all these light blowers are great because at the end of the day, you know, they're saving your legs and your knees and your everything, your back and all that. Obviously, they're not good. You know, handhelds and the little backpack blowers are not good for leaf cleanups and stuff like that. I mean, we all know that. It's pretty obvious. Let me move this light so maybe you can see me a little better. Yeah, they're not maybe the best for that. Maybe I should lower it down a little bit too. How's that? Yeah, maybe you can see me real nice now. TG Lawn Maintenance, what's up, buddy? Your tight spots and mulch beds and smaller lawns. Yeah. So anyway, so I have all these handhelds, and I'm trying to get to what I'm actually going to talk about. But my dad has one, and they have these small backpack blowers that are, they're like a handheld basically, but they're small backpack blower. And so, because like we mostly use handheld blowers until we get the big properties and the backpack comes out. So I have long driveways and stuff. We have a residential backpack blower. It's like 13 years old and always starts in the second pool. Jace, what kind of blower is that, I wonder? But anyway, so basically these small backpack blowers are like a handheld blower, but they're on your back. So let's say I got a big property, and after 15 minutes or whatever of running that handheld blower, it's a Redmax. I don't think Redmax even makes a tiny backpack blower anymore. I mean, I have a Ryobi battery handheld blower. Yes, I do. This is great. So happy you caught this live, Mike. Geez, I want to stay involved with the chat, but then it makes me lose my train of thought. So I'll try to do both. But anyway, so I have the handhelds. I want to get a small backpack blower. I also have the Milwaukee handheld blower. That is probably my favorite handheld blower that I've ever used, and I've had many different ones. The Milwaukee handheld blower is awesome. So I'm sure your Ryobi electric one is awesome too, because electric handheld blowers are awesome. But anyway, still back to my subject. I want to get a little small gas backpack blower. And because it's just like the handheld blowers, but it's on your back. So it, like I said, if I use my handheld blower for 15-20 minutes blowing off one of these big properties, your hand and everything cramps right here. And even though I'm pretty strong and get used to it, it's still, just They don't make it anymore. We got the last one. Man, that's a bummer. Stet, how you doing, buddy? Stetson with Stet's Lawn Care. So, so I want to get one of these little backpack blowers that's like a handheld blower, but it's like on your back. And so basically, you know, since they don't make that small Red Max one anymore. So basically, for those, I made some chicken scratch here. So, which Stet's a great guy. I love his channel. I watch all his videos. So if y'all don't know about Stet's Lawn Care, be sure to check him out. Subscribe. Also check out Jay's Crazy Cuts. They just did a carburetor repair on some of their Red Max 230 TS. No. I think it's like a 2350 S or something like that. I bought one for my dad, the last one of the last ones that was in production a few years ago, and those things are the lightest gas weed eater ever. You can't get them now. I actually have a Red Max trimmer on order right now from the dealer, and so I want to try out the Red Max trimmers too. You know, I have a Husqvarna, I have Steels, and you know, I've had all of them. Done this for 15 years, but anyway, I have a Red Max on order, so y'all stay tuned for that. That's a little surprise that most people don't know, but I'm gonna check out one of these Red Max trimmers. So, for these small backpack blowers, I want to add one to my collection. So I want to ask your guys' opinion on which one do you think I should get. So we basically got three options because Red Max doesn't have that anymore. Which their sister Husqvarna Red Max are sister companies now, and so basically you have a Husqvarna version. So we got the Steel, we got an Echo, and we got the Husqvarna. Now let me share with you some of my stats. So let me share some of my stats with the three different ones. So the Steel has 27.2 cc's engine power. The Echo has 25.4 cc's of engine power. The Husqvarna has 29.5. You know, the engine displacement or whatever, the cc's. Now the CFM, the Steel has 400. The Echo at the end of the pipe, according to the websites, the Steel has 400, the Echo has 375, and the Husqvarna has 360. Ryobi sells a small gas backpack blower. I wonder how that is. What is the weight of it and all that? Because I don't know if they're up to snuff with some of these commercial ones. These are not commercial, but they're from commercial companies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But so the Steel has the highest CFM at the end of the pipe, 400 CFM. The Echo has 375. The Husqvarna has 360. Now the miles per hour, the Steel has 150. The Echo has 158. So a couple more miles per hour. The Husqvarna has 145. And now the newtons of blowing force, the Steel has 12 newtons. The Echo has 11 newtons, and the Husqvarna has 11 newtons. Yeah, Mike G, that's kind of what I'm gathering. And if y'all think about that, like, that's just hilarious for the, y'all, I apologize if I'm looking over here, because, like, I have a big screen here on my tablet, and the little tiny camera's over here, and I always forget to look over here. I need to just look at the little tiny dot, don't look over here, but, you know. But anyway, so it's just actually laughable because if you think about these small backpack blowers, 11 and 12 newtons. So like my 8010 has, what, 44 or 48 newtons? So it's just crazy. So they're not going to be a powerhouse by any means. But they're not for leaves. They're not for stuff like that. They're for, hey, in the summer when you're running around, blowing off grass clippings, these are kind of when this would come handy. All right, so the fuel capacity. Another thing I wrote down, the Steel has 35.5 ounces. The Echo has 22.3, so small tank on the Echo. The Husqvarna has 28.74 for the fuel ounces. So the Steel holds the most fuel. The Steel has 1 extra newton of power, 150 miles per hour. The Echo has 158, and the Husqvarna has 145. And the Steel has the highest CFM at 400, 375 for the Echo, 360 for the Husqvarna. So stats-wise, it looks like the little Steel is kind of the best one. Now, The price, it's $279. Yeah, I hear you, Mike G. Not much padding in the BR200, but it doesn't really matter. It's so light. Buddy has 150 BT, and it's more comfortable. Echo, you don't have to tune it up. Just rip it and get it. Well, the steel, you will not have to tune that up either. There's no valves or anything. It's just basically the steel BG86 handheld blower motor, which I had a BG86 handheld blower. I used that thing for like 3-4 years. Never touched it one time. So it's just a two-stroke, you know. So that's kind of would be same on all these. So maintenance would be basically none on any of these, really. So all the stats point to the steel, but here's the thing. Just some things I noticed, you know, some different things. So on the steel, because my dad has the little steel blower, he has it. I've used it some, not much at all. I'd like to actually borrow it from him and try it. But one thing I don't like about the steel is it's literally the same motor as the BG86. So the tube comes straight out of the side of the housing. You know how normal blowers, it kind of comes... Buddy, I don't know if we're going to go outside with the rain boots and jacket. It's raining bad outside and it's cold too. So a lot of handheld blowers, you know, it's going to come down. Yeah, I'll go over the price in just a second. Well, we can go ahead and go over the price. I believe the steel is $279. The Echo is $279. The Husqvarna is $249. So Husqvarna is the cheapest one. Oh, and the weight. The Husqvarna is like 14.7. The Echo is 13.3. And the steel is 12.9. So the steel has the most CFM, the most newtons, the most fuel, and it is the lightest. Yeah, I apologize, guys. River's kind of come through. It's rain outside, but when he sees rain outside, he sees, hey, opportunity for mud puddles, rain boots, and, you know, let's get our little toy bulldozers out and let's go out and have some fun. You know what I mean? So anyway, so what I was getting to, the downsides I feel like to each one. So the steel and the Echo are the exact same price as far as I checked a couple weeks ago. So anyway, so the steel and the Echo are the exact same price of $279 when I checked, and the Husqvarna is $249. So the Husqvarna is cheaper. But now let's go over the weight. The Husqvarna, yeah, the 7500 and 8550 have done me so well. Yeah, Redmax makes a great product. You know, I've had the 7500 and the 8500 as well. The only thing I don't like about Redmax blowers is at idle, they do have way more vibration than Echoes and steel. So, you know, that just is what it is. These little ones probably won't, but anyway, so the weight of the Husqvarna is like 14.7. The Echo weight is 13.3, and the steel weight is 12.9. I think I already mentioned that. So those are other things to consider. The thing I don't like about the BR200, the steel, I noticed it from using my dad's a couple times, is it literally has the handheld blower motor, so the tube like comes straight out like this and then bends around the side of you for the blower tube. So it feels very awkward, you know, like a normal backpack blower that has a big fan housing, kind of comes down beside you and then is able to swivel on the side of your body. So it feels almost not good on the BR200 that my dad has. That was one complaint I have with it. Is that it like comes straight out and comes around, so that it feels like you're like when you're holding the tube on the little BR200, it feels like you're like holding against it. It feels like you're holding against it. You're like straining against the tube to like hold it beside you, if that makes sense. Stetson, I'm looking at adding one of these little tiny backpack blowers to add to my collection. You know, I have the 8010. I have this many different steel models. Currently, I only have the 600 right now. I sold my 700. My dad has the 800, which y'all seen. I've been doing a lot of videos on that. Been using it on my route. But anyway, I'm adding. I want to add a little backpack blower to add to my collection for those hot summer days. If I only have to blow off a few grass clippings, which some of my yards during that time of year they'll have like a few clumps and stuff too that I'll have to deal with. But I might can use this blower for that because, and here's why. Just catching you up from the others, because it's basically the same motor as a handheld blower, but it's on your back. So, you use that handheld blower for 15 minutes and it's like tiring out your wrist and your, all this part right here. But but when you have one of those little backpack blowers on, it's awesome. You can't even feel that you have a backpack blower on, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's why I want to add one. I never had a small backpack blower just because I'm always afraid to buy one that'll have no power, which I know it basically won't have no power. But like I want it for certain situations, it'll be great. And before tax year is over, I might stop and add one. So the steel, I don't like how it comes straight out of the housing, goes around you. You have to, feels like you're kind of fighting it just to keep it beside you, just because of the way the shape is of it comes out. It doesn't come down and then swivel easily. Now on the Echo, it's a hip throttle, which I'm not a crazy fan of that because I like picking up sticks and stuff with this hand and still being able to feather throttle with this hand. So I'm not crazy about the hip throttle on the little Echo. Minnesota, how you doing, buddy? Not crazy about the hip throttle on the Echo. And now my complaint on the Husqvarna is that I know some of you guys are like diehard Husqvarna fans, but I've had many Husqvarna blowers and I hate how the handle is. It's like down beside the tube, and it's just super, don't like that. I know there are different ways you can move it around and stuff, but it's still just awkward and seems kind of pointless. Yeah, I know I've seen videos where Minnesota lawn, man, they're getting, some of these guys have been dealing with snow and everything. It's crazy because we don't really get snow over here. So like my complaint with the Husqvarna is I don't like how the trigger's down beside the tube, and the Husqvarna is like almost 2 pounds more than the little Steel, which still is extremely light, still only 14 pounds. The Echo, not bad, but it does have that hip throttle, smallest gas tank, not as much of the power. Another plus to the Echo, something else I'll mention, is the Husqvarna and the Steel are gonna be louder than the Echo. The Echo is a low noise one. It's called low noise, which I think is cool because you don't have a lot of power anyway, so you might as well have it be quiet. You know what I mean? So like it's really quiet. The Echo, the little Echo, is really quiet. So that is another thing to consider, to think about. So all of them are light, but the downsides of the Echo is that it has the hip throttle thing and small gas tank. The downsides of the Husqvarna is the grip is on the side of the tube. It's the heaviest one, not the most power. The Steel is the powerfulest one and the lightest one, holds the most fuel. The Steel gas tanks are a little less visible as far as you can see how much gas is in the tank. The other tanks are way more visible, so that's another thing. But the Steel holds the most gas, it's the lightest, all that, but it has the awkward tube design, how it comes around. So that's why I'm having a hard time, because it's like, okay, you got these 3 small little blowers, and all of them have plus and minuses, and so I don't know which one I should really pull the trigger on. I even thought about buying all 3 of these little small blowers, because regardless of what those website stats say, to really thoroughly try something like Johnny Moe does, you almost have to like buy all of them and then try them all and see which one you like the best, and then the other ones sell them off. So it's a hard thing. Yes, Dad, it's a hard choice because like all 3 of these little small blowers, they're all about the same price. They all have little things that are pros and cons of each one. The Echo is going to be the quietest one. And so I almost think I should just buy all 3 of these small blowers, which it would cost me, a lot of money. Or I could borrow my dad's. I also had this thought too. My dad has this little Steel one. I could borrow the little Steel and order the Husqvarna and the Echo. And so basically I would have all 3 sitting here, which my dad's is many years old, so I don't know if that'd be a perfect representation of the Steel because it is older. But I could do that, and spend $500-600 to get 2 more of them. Yes, Stat, you're exactly right. Emmy, they're saying on here, spend it before Uncle Sam gets it. So I'm thinking about ordering the Echo and the Husqvarna, and then borrowing the little Steel from my dad, and then maybe put that accelerator bagger on my Snapper Pro. Go out in my lawn, bag up some pine straw or something, and then just dump them all on my concrete driveway, and then do a video with all three of them. See if my dad will come over, and we'll just do some videos blowing the straw off of the pine straw. Because again, these are not like you're not going to blow 2 foot of leaves through the grass. And they're not. They're not made for that, and that's fine. But it's like so these are so I can see where all the stats are on the website. He said, yeah, they make an awesome video with all three. What do you think? What do you guys think I should call it if I did that? Like baby backpack blower wars, mini backpack blower wars, something like that. I don't know. So I might buy all three, but it's like, but the thing I think about is like, River, hey, it's all right. He's playing with the coaster on the glass table over there. But the thing the Battle of the Minnie Mouse Blowers. Yeah, I'd have to figure out something to call it, because that would be funny. Paul Jameson just joined in. Merry Christmas. The Lord has come to change our eternity, and that's a cool thing. Regardless of if it was like in the summer or whatever, this is when we celebrate it. So, so it is what it is. Paul, so what we're talking about is I want to, because of my, because of like on some of those hot summer days when I just have a few grass clippings to clean off and stuff like that, I have mini handheld blowers. I have all the big backpack blowers, from Steel Echo, Red Max, everything. I want to add a little small backpack blower, now, like a little tiny one, like, it's basically like a handheld blower motor on a backpack blower. And so Steel Echo and Husqvarna have one. I just having a hard time which one I should get, or maybe I should buy all three and then just sell off the ones that are not my favorite. And we've been talking about all the pros and cons about the different ones. Like we listed the CFM, the miles per hour, the newtons, the fuel capacity, the engine displacement, the price, the weight, the this and that. We've been talking about all that, of each one. So I think I should buy all three and do like the war and just see which one I really like the best. But according to looking at these stats, it seems like I'm going to end up with the Steel being the one that is the best, because it's the lightest, the most fuel capacity, the most CFM, and stuff like that. Brett's Lawn Maintenance, how you doing, buddy? Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. But stats on the website don't necessarily translate to how perfect does it really perform in real life. You know what I mean? So the only way to really yeah, buddy, Paul Jameson, the Echo. The only way to really officially test a product against another product is to buy all of them that are in that class, and then I guess sell the two that you don't want. That's really like the only way to do it officially, because you can't. You're biased. Yeah, there's no. But I mean, Echo makes a great product, so the Echo certainly is an option. So regardless of what stats say on websites, you kind of have to feel for yourself. And I might be surprised, just because these stats say this on the website, that might not be the little blower that I actually like the most. But it would be crazy if I was, according to stat wise, if I just, according to these stats, it looks like I should just buy the Steel. And I would hate to buy all three of these and then still at the end be like, well, I like the Steel, and then I have to buy the third one, buy the Steel, and then sell the other two. You know what I mean? Just the hassle of having to sell them in Facebook Marketplace and the whole mess. Which, I mean, you could sell them easily in spring, but use one of your handhelds and throw a tube and straps on it. Yeah, I wonder how I could make that work, because it basically is the same thing as that. Because that'd be crazy. But Paul, so here's the stats on these three that we're talking about. So the Steel BR200, the Echo PB265LN, which is low noise, the Husqvarna 130BT. The engine displacement is 27.2 on the Steel, 25.4 on the Echo, 29.5 on the Husqvarna. The CFM on the Steel, the tube is 400, 375 on the Echo, 360 on the Husqvarna. The miles per hour on the Steel is 150. The miles per hour on the Echo is 158. So that, inches ahead just a teeny bit. The Husqvarna miles per hour is 145, so that's low. The Newton force is 12 on the Steel, 11 on the Echo, 11 on the Husqvarna. The fuel capacity is 35.5 on the Steel, 22.3 on the Echo, so things got a little small tank on it. The 28.74 on the Husqvarna, and the weight is 12.9 on the Steel, 13.3 on the Echo, so close. The Husqvarna has got 14.7, I believe, 14.77, so that one's be the heaviest. Now the Echo has the low noise feature, which the other two don't. The Steel is awkward the way the tube comes out of the little handheld blower, wraps around your body. It comes straight out and around. It almost feels like you're having to fight it to keep it against you the whole time you're using it. And that is one thing I noticed because my dad has the little Steel. Now the Echo, it's a hip throttle, which I don't know if I'm crazy. I'm not crazy about hip throttle stuff because I'm always picking up sticks with this hand, and I'm doing beds and stuff with this hand. Although on a blower this small, I almost feel like you might just hip throttle, put that thing on wide open, and just leave it because it's not a lot of power. Not a lot of power anyway. So that's one thing I don't like about the Echo is the hip throttle, and on the Husqvarna, I hate how the trigger's over here on the side of the tube. I don't know why they designed it that way. That's how all the Husqvarna blowers are. I've had many Husqvarna backpack blowers. Paul Jameson's biased to Echo, but it's for a good reason. I mean, Echo's a great company. Echo really, I feel like Echo is the most involved in our social media lawn care community and all that. I mean, just countless things. With the the UAG thing and the Echo Means Business website and just all these cool things. Not to mention they sponsor a lot of my friend Paul's stuff, which is really cool as well. So it's hard to know about these. Yeah, I mean Echo's a lot. The only downside of the Echo is there's no dealer. I have to go to Athens to get an Echo dealer or Conyers or Milledgeville, which is not a huge deal. They're about 45 to an hour away. And Husqvarna has a dealer that's about 20 minutes away. Steel has a dealer right here on Lake Oconee and right here, and they're awesome guys. Like within 1 to 2 days, I'm personal friends with the guy that owns it. Like I have his cell phone number. We text back and forth about stuff. I drop something off there, 1 to 2 days. Like, all right, your blower's ready. Whatever. So that is the dealer support thing. Is again, these things are small and they're two-stroke. I don't even run them all year. The likelihood of me having problems with them is very low. But yeah, so my dad has the Steel, so maybe I could borrow a Steel, buy the two others. I'd like to get the Steel one myself too. I actually talked to my friend about it, like, hey, I might be picking up one of these Steel for the end of the year, but maybe I should just wait on that because I still may end up buying a Steel for myself. Maybe I should buy these other three, give them all a chance: the Echo, the Husqvarna, the Steel, these baby backpack blowers. Do a video battle of pine straw in my driveway and do that because I think that would be really cool. Which probably most people don't care about the baby backpack blowers. Most people are just like, oh man, get the 8010, get the 9010, get whatever. I love my 8010. And Paul mentioned the 9010. Even Marty uses it. Does he really? That's cool. All right, Paul. So I have a question for you. Something I've been burning to ask you. I just don't know when's the right time that feels like professional or whatever to ask you. Just a funny thing. But hey, you're here on my live stream, so I might as well ask you now. You guys that don't know the Green Industry Podcast, what do they say? Living under a rock? You're definitely living under a rock because, he's like one of the top podcasts. He's professional. I got a little light set up, whatever, but he's real professional. So, man, any of you guys out there, all of you guys, I'm sure, subscribe to the Green Industry Podcast, but if you're not, that's silly. But anyway, so a question that I have for Paul is, I remember probably a year ago, you had Mr. Producer, you had him talking on an episode. he did a podcast with you where he actually talked in the episode, and his voice sound nothing like his voice sounds now. So clarify that for me. Like it's much deeper now. So like, but this is a long time ago when you first started. So that like you can't even find that episode now because it's back too far. And like my Google only lets me see like the latest whatever 80 episodes or whatever. So like, do you have a different producer than you had back then, or is it the same guy? Do you have like a magic Star Wars voice changing box or something, or is that just me having a mind glitch? Because I remember you did this whole podcast with him, kind of when you're starting your podcast, and like he was like sharing his perspective on a bunch of stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But I just feel like he doesn't sound like that on anybody else's podcasts, commercials, or anything else. So, not that that matters, doesn't make a difference. It's just something I think about during the day. I'm like, is this a different guy than the other Mr. Producer or what? So, Paul, if you could clarify that for us, that'd be cool. If you're still on the stream. But y'all check out my Christmas tree. We got some big ones, tall, because these are like the what do you call it? Like raised ceilings, and so it's a big one. It's a faker. But it's big. So like, what fun is that, right? So like, I'm a landscaper and I have a fake Christmas tree, but you know, it things happen, and you know, fake tree's good. No needles to clean up, don't have to water it, all that mess. And we can put it in the attic. Next year, we pull it out. That thing is working, it's perfect. There's a voiceover from Greg Chisholm. Let me see what this one. Paul Goodchild there. All three are at dealer, 15-minute walk. Where we got trade deal at last UK. Yeah, it's crazy because things are different for him over in the UK. Eden Lawn Services said he loves his Echo. Said I really like my 8010T Echo. Not a fan of the hip throttle. The 8010 Milwaukee blower is a combo for the time being. Yeah, it's a great combo. Oh, he said, next time we chat, I'll tell you the story. I knew there was something to that, Paul. It's just a funny thing. I just didn't know if anyone else caught that. But Mr. Producer that Paul has now, he seems like a great guy. Whether it's a different guy or not, the guy has now just seems like a great guy and just a super cool duo, because it's such a cool thing that Paul has going. Because I listen to podcasts, auto podcasts, just stuff over the years, marriage podcasts, lots of preaching podcasts and stuff. And like I never hear someone talk about like their producer or like the back and forth talking about it. So it's almost like Mr. Producer like adds so much to your show, and all you're doing is just being nice and including them on things, but it also like adds to the show and all that. And that's super cool because I feel like so many of these podcasts, like they have like producers or whatever, but you never even know, they never even mention or anything. At the end or something, they might say, "Oh, we think our producer James, blah blah blah," whatever. But so it's such a super cool thing. So you like, and it's such an honorable thing of you, Paul. Like you like, it's like you're giving him credit, like every time you do a podcast, and like including him in on it. But it also adds good things to the listeners, and like, man, so just like all around, just like a super super cool setup, And I hope you guys, man, Christmas, is a big deal. Yeah, Christmas is a huge thing. So, y'all be thinking about me because I'm a drummer and I have to play 9 songs at each service, 2 services, plus 3 hours of practice before that, at the church. So, man, I'm going to be playing drums like all day, like after like 2 o'clock, all the way till like 7:30 tonight. Because our Christmas services are like, it's like 80%. Feel his throat like I've just been talking so much, and my throat feels weird because so I get this feeling like for sure when I go to the GIE, like my throat feels so bad because I literally I just talk to random guys there like all day, you know. And by the time I get to the play some drums now, so by the time I get to the hotel and call my wife and update her about all the cool mowers I saw, right? It's like I saw this post a long time ago on Facebook, and it's like, and it has like these two. It's like social media lawn care guys be like at the GIE be like, and then it has like the little bubble thing. And it's like there's this mower, and then there's this other mower, and there's this other mower. And so my wife agrees that's how I feel like. My wife sent me this picture yesterday, and it was super cool. Yeah, my phone's over there. Can you bring it to me? It's on charge. I want to show it to you guys because I thought it was so funny. I actually forwarded it to a few of my friends. There's something in the chat here. My chat kind of goes away if I don't see them right away, but I can pull it back up though. Mr. Aaron, I appreciate you, buddy. So Money Making Mike G. So here's the deal. I can't play drums right now, and here's why. So growing up, I had a drum set at my parents' house. Let me just finish this thought because I'm gonna forget about it. Growing up, I had a drum set at my parents' house, but my dad also plays some drums as well. So it wasn't really. It was kind of mine, but kind of not. And actually, growing up, I didn't get it till like 13 or something. It's so cool how this worked out because I, even as River's age, you know, I like to play drums, and my neighbor was a really good musician. And he had a drum set, and I would play on him. And I remember people were impressed with me at 5 years old, you know, whatever I could do. And so from 5 up until like maybe 14 or 15, you know, I just had I was big into skateboarding, a lot of other things in my life. And I've kind of had a little, you know, I've had some ability for it, but y'all know how that goes. Like people in their life, if they have like an ability, yeah, well, Mike, I'll explain that in a minute. So, people that have some ability, sometimes they take them for granted, and so it kind of goes to the wayside. So, that kind of happened for me. So, as a teenager, my church asked me to start playing with them. And so, my dad actually got a drum set, and he was kind of learning on it, but I kind of learned on it too. But then, as I got older and got married and have my own house and stuff, I don't even have a drum set here at my house. So I can't even play right now if I try. But something that I bought this year for Christmas, you know, me and my wife and stuff, I bought this electric drum set. You know, y'all seen those electric ones, like you just hit them and it makes sounds. But it's awesome because just for practicing, you know, I can play them, you know, in the headphones, and I won't like annoy all the people in my house and stuff. So I got a pretty decent. It's called an Alesis Nitro Mesh. You know, it's like just under $400. So pretty cheap, you know, when you consider drum sets. But so for all these years from 18, you know, 17, 18, when I started playing seriously with, you know, higher level musicians, all the way until right now, I've been playing at church consistently, you know, a few times a month, and I don't even have a drum set at my house. I just been, you know, I have like one of those practice pads, Octagon practice pads. I listen to the songs like a billion times when I'm out mowing. And then I just go in there and play. And then people were even telling me last week, like, I cannot believe you can do this, like, you know, all the fills and everything without practicing. Not saying I'm great or anything like that, but I play with all people that are like professionals, and so I'm like the chump of the group, right? And so it's a very humbling thing, and just a cool opportunity that the Lord has me in it just to serve, you know, like I was asked by a country band to play for them, a friend of mine, you know, 2 different ones that have country bands. And I declined both of those because for me, just like setting up chairs at church, just like any other serving opportunity, for me, it's just a serving opportunity. That's all it is. That's all drums is. I don't want to be like a touring musician or any of this mess. I don't want to do any of that. I just use it to serve at my church. You know, I have a pretty good, big size church, but it's just something I do to serve my church, you know, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. I do play at some other events, you know, possibly if someone I know, like I played at a wedding and different things, all right, but pretty much no. and so that's just kind of a little side tangent, but those are, just things that I have done my whole life. So we got to do that today. I do have videos showing it at different times. Not really, actually, hardly none at all. But anyway, let me show you this picture yesterday that my wife forwarded me. It might be backwards for y'all, but it says wife, and it says, you better not be looking for more mowers, and it has me, and it has this little boy, and he looks back. If y'all can see that, that's funny. All right, it's like, well, so you better not be looking at more mowers. So apparently, it's John Ryan posted in Lawn Care Legends, which I hardly ever get on Facebook, and I don't follow all the Facebook groups and stuff, but he's like, it's like wife say, you better not be looking for more mowers, and then he looks back and like, that's hilarious. So that's true, and that's how I feel. So I already have too many mowers right now. I need to not buy any more mowers this year, even though I always look at them and stuff. Oh man, yeah. Have a great holidays, boy. I gotta get going. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Paul. I probably need to wrap this up here in a few minutes anyway, because I want to spend some time with my family before I go to church in an hour or so. So we need to wrap this up. But man, I just feel super awesome to be a part of this community. And if I can add just a 1%, if I can, Money Making Mike G, you're the man. If I can add 2%, 1% to the community, even though my channel's small and all that, I just feel like I should contribute something, because when I started watching YouTube, like, these guys just encouraged me. I started watching it in 2012, and if I can contribute something small to encourage one other person or help someone learn something new, I feel like I should do that, because I've been in lawn care. My dad's done this since '86. I was homeschooled, worked with him after school starting 13, 14, 15. Ever since then, full time, working on his route, 5 to 6 days a week. I'll go after school at lunchtime, because I was homeschooled, and we go out there, and man. So, like, lawn care is literally, like, all I know for my whole life. And that being said, so I love my 9010, I love the big backpack blowers, but man, my knees and my legs, running that thing all day, and it's great. You need it for leaf season, but I also feel like I want one of these small backpack blowers, because if you don't need a big blower, I want to save my body for the times of year when I need a big backpack blower. So that's why I want to buy a small one. You guys have great ideas. I think I should buy them all, test them out, even though I already told my steel dealer I want that one. Which I might want that one. If I buy all three and the Steel's the best, I'll sell the Husqvarna and the Echo and get a Steel. Or if not, I'll just keep one of the other two. But I think it's a good idea. I think you guys have helped me. Christmas is going to be awesome. Y'all let me know if you get cool things for Christmas. I will have some small lawn care things that are really cool. I got my dad. Well, you helped me tremendously, Tiggy Tone. Even if it's not something I know, even if it's just like an encouragement or anything, even if it's just the camaraderie, just like Mike G helps me out just because he watches my videos, which my videos are nothing, but he just watches my videos, and that encourages me going throughout the day, just mowing all these yards by myself. And yeah, all my bro and lawns do, and he's got a hashtag bro and lawns, so y'all be sure to check that out. But so it's just encouragement all the way around, and man, it's such a bummer. By all three, Merry Christmas to me. Yes, but anyway, such a bummer that the Lawn Landscape Society event is canceled. I was planning on going and seeing Jay's Crazy Cut and some of these guys there. I mean, it seems kind of silly to me. There's only 150 people. Like, I mean, there are gatherings all over that have way more than that. I mean, it's nuts. But anyway, it ain't my opinion. I filled out the survey and told them my opinion and whatever. But anyway, obviously GIE's canceled, and so. But I got my hotel booked for GIE next year. So we got that. So, but anyway, so like the kind of the biggest thing, that me and my wife bought is that practice drum set. So I'm going to start practicing drums, so I might be able to show you guys that, when I get a chance. Demo your dad's Steel and your dad's Toro. Yeah. I was out yesterday. Me and my dad moved a massage bed. Tony, if you would add me to your church prayer list for Passover healing. I was diagnosed with cancer yesterday, and sorry, it went away. Let me see if I can see that again. It does look like if treated, it's not like life-threatening. He said life-threatening, but I mean life-threatening. Yeah, we'll pray for you about that here in just a minute. Man, now I have no idea what I was talking about. But anyway, the events were canceled, so that's a bummer, because that's a real-life interaction. But Mr. Gary, you're going to kick that cancer's butt by the time GIE comes this next year coming up. So I'd like to meet you in person. It's a tax write-off. It's worth the trip. You know, I got 2 small children. It's hard for me and my wife to make sacrifice to go there and to do that, but we're going to do it. So, yeah, so think about that. You guys got so much time to plan for the expo. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you, I just called the hotel. Instead of refunding my money for my hotel that was supposed to be refunded because they canceled GIE this year, I just rolled it over and scheduled it for the new dates of GIE next year. I got a Sleep In, which I think it is, but it's walking distance to the expo. And you guys, if you get one that's 15, 20 minutes away from the expo, you can get a hotel very reasonably. And this will be my 5th expo going, but I just wanted to get one that was walking distance just for the fun of it, because it's like, after you already drove that far, it's like you don't want to get in your car and drive 20 minutes, every morning. Which, I mean, I've done that the last however many years, but, yeah, Mike G said he's going to pray for you too, so we'll have to get on here and talk more. So, like, the main present I'm going to get is that drum set, we spent some money on that. But there will be some other things, and I got some cool stuff for my dad, equipment-wise. So, but I don't know if my mom tunes into this stream or not, so I can't really tell what it is, but so y'all stay tuned for that. I'll have to try to make a video about that. Oh yeah, yesterday, me and my dad and his 2 guys, unfortunately I didn't video it because I was trying to be very conscientious of my dad's time, and he took some time out of his day and came over and helped me with it, and the customer paid him and all that. But he had this massage bed. His wife's like a massage person or something, so we moved it out of the garage with his tractor with the forks and rounded the back door, and then we had to put straps underneath it, like one of these full beds, motorized and all that. I mean, the thing's super heavy. And so the 4 of us, my dad, his 2 helpers, and me, we put the straps under there and we pick it up, put it inside the person's house. We did that yesterday too. That's random. Don't know why I would tell you guys that, but that's something odd we did yesterday. But anyway, I'm gonna get off the stream. Let's pray right now for my friend Gary. Never met him in person, but regardless, that doesn't matter. So let's pray. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for sending your Son to save all of our lives. All of us have challenges in our lives. And I pray for my friend Gary, who's dealing with this cancer. It's not him. It's not part of him. It's just something that's bugging him and getting on him right now. So I pray that you, over the next months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, start to heal his body of this, that moving forward he'll be 100% cancer free, and I claim that in Jesus' name right now. And thank you for sending your Son. Thank you for Christmas and all that it means, all that it entails. Help me to be a better father, a better husband, a better business owner, and thank you for all my friends here in the lawn care community. I'm not special, not a big channel or anything like that, but it's just great to be a part of all these guys. Help us at some point, at some year coming, to be able to meet up actually in person and just give each other a handshake, fist bump, a hug, whatever. And just thank you for this day. Thank you for all our many, many blessings. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So you guys are awesome. River, anything you want to say before we get off the stream? Anything you want to say? Tell the guys on the live stream.
My vitamins.
You about to take your vitamins? Well, that's a good thing. Hey, all of us need to take our vitamins, So there you go. It's the River tip of the day. So Mike G, you're awesome. All you guys are awesome. Like I said, I got to go to the church in an hour, hour and a half, so I got to get off here. But you guys are great. I appreciate you. This is one of the I wouldn't say it's one of the best streams we ever had, but I really enjoyed it for some reason. It's raining outside. I got my yards finished. We're home with my family. I love being here with my family. Love coming on here and chatting and being with you guys. And I appreciate you. Yeah, Money Mike G says man hugs for everyone when we finally meet up. He already warned me about that. He told me, he said if I come to the expo, I'm just warning you right now that I'm gonna give you a big hug. And I'm like, that's fine. We'll deal with that. So no, it'll be good. It'll be a great thing. So me and my dad, all of us just love the expo. I don't care where you guys live. I don't care where you have to fly from. It's worth it. That's all I got to say. So it cost me a lot of money to go. Like I said, it's not easy for me. I don't have any special corners. I don't have any deals with brands helping me go or sponsoring anything. Nothing like that. Just a normal person, but Jay's Crazy Cuts. I got to walk around with him and his wife last year. I don't know if I freaked them out a little bit, because I knew them. They knew who I was. All that stuff. But I saw them there outside looking at stuff, and then I had my little GoPro with me, and I just started just walking around with them. I apologized to Jay and his wife because I didn't really ask him hey, can I walk around with you guys or whatever, but I didn't ask them. I just kind of went. We looked at stuff. We sawed stuff. We cut logs over at the Echo thing, and all kinds of different stuff. And he said that another guy, Aaron, said fist bumps in the chat. I don't know. I think. Said hello. Can't breathe. Merry Christmas. Sad to see I didn't live until Christmas. What does he mean? Oh, that's a George Floyd. That's yeah. That's a scammer thing. So, what do you say? What does this other one say? Oh yeah, gave Johnny Blades of Grass. All right, so I think that was his first event ever going to. And Johnny Blades of Grass, he has a huge channel, so a lot of people know who he is. But hey, it doesn't offend me if you give me a hug. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm a Christian, and I don't live in fear, and the Lord knows exactly when I'm gonna be taken away from this earth. He knows the exact time. I'm careful. I use hand sanitizer after the gas station and all that, but some of you guys, it's gonna be a little more than a fist bump. You know what I mean? So, and I'm good with that. I'm looking forward to it. So 2021 GIE, y'all get ready. Even though it's super far away, but y'all get ready for that. 'Cause it's gonna be awesome. Make plans now. Make plans now. That's one thing I will tell you. With Paul's 10, and a lot of these guys have codes, and you can go ahead and get your ticket for the actual expo part for like $10. Then the only other thing you got to do is get your hotel. That's the most expensive part. But like I said, if you look on your Google Maps and zoom in and get one of these little towns that's like 10, 15 minutes away that people don't know about as much, you can get hotels for dirt cheap. So it's another thing. Think about that. It's worth it. You can also camp. You can also camp. You can also camp right there on the expo. So anyway, I don't need to keep rambling on. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys are doing great. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.